If you're over 60, listen close. This one tiny habit could be sneaking up on you, jacking up your stroke risk while you're out cold. No warning, no pain. 1 minute you're fine, sipping your coffee. The next your arms dead weight. Your words twist into a slur. Or you're stumbling, balance snatched away like a thief in the night. As a brain doctor, I've watched too many seniors crash through this nightmare. Not from a lifetime of cigarettes, greasy meals, or a couch-bound life, but from something they swore was their shield: vitamins. Yes, vitamins. Every single day, millions of you over 60 pop these pills, chasing stronger bones, a mind that doesn't fog, a burst of energy to face the dawn, convinced you're doing your body a favor. But here's the gut punch that'll stop you cold. Some of these, especially in high doses or timed wrong, can turn your brain into a ticking time bomb, most dangerously during those fragile early morning hours when your body's defenses are down. Mars. Today I'm ripping the lid off 5 common vitamins D, E, B6, A, and niacin that might be edging you closer to a stroke, a brain bleed, or a blood pressure spike that could steal your next breath. If you've ever swallowed vitamin D, E, B6, A, or niacin, this could be the wake-up call that saves your life. Don't tune out. Before we tear into this, I need to hear from you. Have you ever paused to wonder if those vitamins might be backfiring on you? Type 1 in the comments if you're hungry to dig deeper into this. Type 0 if this is hitting you like a bolt from the blue. And if brain health matters to you, your spouse, or someone you cherish, smash that like button and subscribe to Health 360, where I deliver unfiltered, science-backed tips forged for seniors like you, straight from the trenches. Now, let's start with the shocker that'll make you rethink that bottle on your nightstand: vitamin D, the one you thought was your ally. What you don't know about it could turn a peaceful sleep into a deadly ambush. What's the danger lurking? The first shock's here. Don't blink. Subscribe for more raw truth. Type 1 if you're gripped. You, if not, show me your fight. You've heard the gospel vitamin D's a savior for your bones, lifting your mood from the doldrums, bolstering your immune system against every bug out there, and that's the truth, as long as you keep it in check. But here's the secret most seniors never hear, the one that'll make your blood run cold. Too much vitamin D, especially chugged down at night, can quietly crank up your stroke risk like a shadow creeping closer. I know that sounds like a punch to the gut, hard to swallow, but I've witnessed it with my own patients, and it's a story that sticks. Take Mr. Walter, a 74-year-old Navy vet, a man carved from discipline, sharp as a blade, who treated his health like a military campaign. Every morning, like clockwork, he lined up his supplements, 10,000 IU of vitamin D from a bottle he grabbed off the shelf, dead set on protecting his bones from the years. What he didn't see, what he couldn't feel coming, was a silent disaster brewing beneath the surface. One fateful morning, his wife found him dazed, words tumbling out broken. His right arm hanging limp, a stroke had struck overnight, stealing his command. His labs painted the picture. Calcium levels through the roof, arteries stiff as old leather, blood pressure swinging like a pendulum gone wild. The culprit? Vitamin D toxicity, a slow poison he never suspected. Here's how this nightmare unfolds. Slam too much vitamin D into your system, especially without a doctor's green light, and it floods your bloodstream with calcium, a mineral your body doesn't know how to handle in excess. Panicked, it starts dumping that calcium into your arteries, turning them into rigid pipes, narrow and unforgiving. That's an express lane to a blood clot racing toward your brain, ready to detonate. As we age, our arteries lose their youthful bounce anyway. Add in dehydration from a dry night, a restless sleep, and that calcium spike hitting at the witching hour, and you've brewed a perfect storm for a stroke to ambush you. The worst part? There are no sirens, no flashing lights. You hit the pillow feeling like a champ, wake up with your life hanging by a thread.
So?
Mr. Walter's case wasn't a fluke. I've seen others, like Mr. H., a 68-year-old gardener with hands stained by soil, who faced the same fate after 8,000 IU nightly for months, thinking he was doing right. His recovery was a grueling climb, a stark reminder of what's on the line. Another patient, Mr. J., a 70-year-old accountant, dodged a full stroke but woke with a pounding head and blurred vision. His 12,000 IU dose at bedtime was the trigger, caught just in time. And here's the gut check that'll make you pause. Many over-the-counter vitamin D bottles in the U.S. are loaded with 5,000, 10,000, even 15,000 IU doses that dwarf what most seniors need to stay healthy. People gulp these down, brainwashed by the more is better myth. But research screams a warning. Even 2,000 IU daily might overshoot if you're not deficient, and higher doses without oversight are a gamble. Let me be crystal clear. If you're popping vitamin D, especially alongside calcium supplements or heart medications, get your blood levels tested regularly, not once and done. And for the love of your brain, take it in the morning, not before bed, to sidestep that overnight trap where your body's least equipped to handle it. Pair it with a glass of water and a stretch to kickstart your day, not a pillow. Do you even know how many IUs you're swallowing? Type D in the comments if you're on it right now. Let's rip this conversation wide open. If this rattled your cage, hit that like button to spread this wake-up call to others who need it.
Sure.
Up next, we're tackling vitamin E, a heart helper that can turn into a silent killer. Feeling that jolt in your chest? A bigger threat's looming. Stay with me. Vitamin E, the golden child of heart health. If you've been popping it for years, leaning on it to keep your ticker strong, improve circulation, sharpen your memory, or smooth out your skin, you're in good company. Millions over 60 swear by it. But here's the part the bottle's label conveniently skips. Too much vitamin E, especially when you mix it with common heart medications, can skyrocket your risk of a brain bleed. Yes, a bleed. Even if you're doing everything by the book, eating clean, moving daily. Let me drag you into a story that still echoes in my mind, one that tugs at my soul. Mrs. Evelyn Brooks, 81, a retired librarian from Ohio, a woman with a mind like a steel trap, always clutching a book, her wit a beacon in her quiet town. She had a heart valve issue, managed with warfarin, a blood thinner her doctors tracked like hawks. Blood work steady, pressure in check, everything textbook. Then one day, she spotted a bottle of natural vitamin E, 800 IU per capsule, hyped in a magazine as a memory and circulation booster. I thought it'd give me an edge, she told me later, her voice soft with regret. 3 weeks into it, she was rushed to the ER, head pounding like a drum, mind fogging over, vomiting so hard she could barely stand. A brain scan laid it bare. A hemorrhagic stroke, blood pooling inside her skull. Not from a spike in pressure, not from a tumble, but because warfarin and that high-dose vitamin E had thinned her blood to a dangerous edge, bursting a fragile vessel in her brain. Here's the blind spot that'll make you rethink that pill. Vitamin E in high doses, works like a natural anticoagulant, slowing your blood's ability to clot.
J'en.
Layer that with aspirin, Plavix, or any blood thinner you're on, and your brain's sitting on a razor's edge. Even a tiny bleed can rip away your speech, your memories, your ability to take a step. The recommended daily intake for seniors? Just 15 milligrams, roughly 22 IU, a whisper compared to what's out there. Yet walk into any store, and you'll find capsules packing 200, 400, even 1,000 IU, no warning labels, no doctor's consult, just a promise of health. Mrs. Evelyn pulled through, but she leans on a cane now, her short-term memory a faded echo. I just wanted to help myself, she wept, tears carving lines in her face. I didn't know I was digging my own grave. That breaks my heart. Too many seniors, like Mrs. P, a 79-year-old seamstress I treated, think vitamins are a free pass to wellness. She added 600 IU to her aspirin routine, and within a month, she woke with a headache that led to a minor bleed caught early, but a scare that changed her. If you're on heart or blood meds, don't add a thing without your doctor's say-so, period. Next, we're diving into vitamin B6, a nerve booster with a dark, creeping shadow. That sting hit deep? A nerve shocker's next. Don't drift off. Vitamin B6, the one hyped as a nerve guardian, a brain booster, staring at you from those pharmacy shelves with promises of energy, focus, or a memory that doesn't slip. Maybe a friend or ad swore it's a lifeline for aging nerves, a must for seniors. But here's the warning that's been buried too long. Too much B6 can shred your nerves, sometimes leaving scars that never heal. Let me pull you into Mr. Harold Jenkins, World 76, a retired truck driver from Kansas, a man who'd hauled freight across highways, his hands rough with miles. He shuffled into my office, feet numb like they'd fallen asleep and wouldn't wake, hands tingling like pins and needles, balance wobbling like a ship in a storm. At first, he shrugged it off as age catching up, but then the falls started, once on the porch, twice in the kitchen, the third time slamming his head on the bathroom floor, a crack that echoed. I combed through his life, his habits, and zeroed in on his supplements. A nerve support formula, 100 milligrams of B6 per tablet, and he was swallowing 2 daily 200 milligrams, a staggering 10 times the safe upper limit for seniors. Here's the terror that'll keep you up. Unlike vitamins that flush out with your next trip to the bathroom, B6 piles up in your system like a slow poison. In older adults, it strips away the myelin, the protective sheath around your nerves, like peeling insulation off a live wire. The damage? Tingling that won't quit, numbness creeping up your limbs, muscle weakness that buckles your knees, tremors shaking your hands, even confusion or memory gaps that mimic dementia's early knock. Too many like Mr. K, a 72-year-old painter I saw, chalk it up to arthritis or old age. But it's B6 toxicity, a stealthy, preventable nerve wreck caused by a pill meant to heal. Mr. Jenkins got a break. We yanked the supplement, and the damage stalled. But he's tethered to a cane now, his driving days done. I wanted to shield my brain, he rasped, eyes hollow, not poison it from within.
Bandha.
Seniors need just 2 10 milligrams daily, counting what's in your food: eggs, bananas, chickpeas. But many pills pack 50, 100, 200 milligrams, a reckless overload. In some rural communities, elders used natural B6 sources like lentils wisely, a lesson lost to modern pills. Check your labels like your life depends on it. It might. Type B6 in the comments if you're on it or know someone who is. Let's sound the alarm. Up next, Vitamin A, a vision aid with a brain-bending twist. Nerves on edge. A vision shock's coming. Stay locked in. Vitamin A. The name you've heard tied to sharp eyesight, maybe slipped into your routine for a stronger immune system, smoother skin, or a graceful aging process you can still claim. But here's the hidden blade most never see. Too much vitamin A, especially after 60, doesn't just sit idle, it hoards in your body, cranking up pressure inside your skull, mimicking a stroke, dimming your vision, even throwing your brain into chaos.
Sen.
Let me take you to Ms. Dorothy Simmons, 79, a retired piano teacher from Oregon, a woman whose home rang with music, her fingers dancing over keys, teaching kids with a pride that lit her eyes. She stood tall, independent as ever, until one day headaches crept in like uninvited guests. Then blurred vision stole her focus, dizziness spun her world, and her words slurred like a record skipping. Her family feared a stroke had claimed her, but scans told a different tale. No clot, no bleed, just a shocking truth. Elevated intracranial pressure, spinal fluid dammed up, tiny veins in her brain strained to breaking. The cause? Vitamin A toxicity, a slow burn from a high-dose skin and eye supplement she'd been loyal to, nearly 10,000 IU daily for 5 years, a habit she never questioned. Here's the trap that'll make you think twice. Vitamin A is fat-soluble, meaning it doesn't wash out like vitamin C or B. It stashes away in your liver, your tissues, even your brain, building a stockpile over time.
Hassan.
As we age, our liver slows its grind, so that buildup accelerates, turning a good intention into a ticking bomb. Too much triggers pseudotumor cerebri, a fake brain tumor bringing headaches that pound like a hammer, double vision that splits your world, nausea that twists your gut, even permanent vision loss or cognitive decline that dims your spark. Many multivitamins already deliver the safe upper limit of 2,500 to 3,000 IU for seniors, a dose to use only if needed with medical oversight. Yet some pile on 5,000 or 10,000 IU in anti-aging or eye health formulas, doubling or tripling the risk without a whisper of warning. Ms. Dorothy's fight back is slow. She needs regular eye exams, pressure checks, and balance therapy now, her independence chipped away. "I thought I was doing good for my body," she said, voice cracking, "not setting a trap for my brain." I've seen others, like Miss L, a 77-year-old nurse, who added 7,000 IU for skin and woke with dizzy spells caught early, but a scare that lingered. In some ancient diets, vitamin A came from liver in controlled amounts. Wisdom we've traded for pills. Next, niacin, a heart aid with a blood pressure bomb ready to blow. Vision shaken to the core. A pressure spikes next, don't miss a beat. Niacin, or vitamin B3, receives a hero's welcome for lowering cholesterol, often prescribed by doctors or added to heart health supplements, energy drinks, and even your morning cereal. It's praised as a natural shield for your ticker, a staple for seniors looking to keep the years at bay. But here's the shadow that's been swept under the rug. In high doses, especially for those over 60, niacin can whip your blood pressure into wild, dangerous swings, even trigger a stroke that blindsides you.
Chad.
Let me introduce Mr. Frank Miller, 82, a retired postman from Florida, a man who braved rain and heat to deliver every letter, a pillar of grit. He came to me with a strange brew of symptoms, hot flashes searing his face, a pounding in his chest like a drum, dizziness that hit every morning like a wave. His wife pegged it as anxiety. His son blamed the blood pressure meds. But the real culprit? Something no one thought to question, an over-the-counter heart-healthy supplement. The front label sang, supports cholesterol and circulation. But the back? 1,000 milligrams of niacin per serving, and he was taking it twice daily. 2,000 milligrams, a staggering 60 times the amount most seniors should take. Here's what happens when you overdose on niacin. It forces your blood vessels to flare wide, explaining those face flushes that feel like a sunburn. But shortly after, those same vessels snap back and constrict with a vengeance.
Aman.
That sudden tug of war stresses your heart, cuts off blood flow to your brain, and over time, it's like tapping a hammer on fragile glass. Eventually, something shatters. Mr. Frank suffered a transient ischemic attack, or TIA, mini-stroke, his speech slurring for 2 agonizing minutes before snapping back, a fluke he brushed off. I had to break it to him. His daily heart helper was quietly hammering his brain.
No.
He's not alone. Mr. O, a 75-year-old fisherman, faced similar dizziness from 1,500 milligrams, a dose he thought was safe. Even flush-free or extended-release versions can spike pressure, trigger atrial fibrillation, or throw blood sugar into chaos, a triple threat for seniors. Here's your lifeline. For older adults, anything above 50 milligrams of niacin per day is a red flag. Use it only under a doctor's strict watch, especially if you've got high blood pressure, heart rhythm issues, or meds in the mix.
Mas.
Check those labels like you're decoding a map to survival. Mr. Frank's off it now, recovering with no lasting scars. But he warned me, voice low. Doc, I thought I was doing everything right. I didn't know I was rolling the dice with my brain. In some old coastal towns, niacin-rich fish was eaten sparingly. Nature's balance we've lost. Next, we flip the script to food, the real brain armor that won't betray you. Pressure climbing. A food fix is coming. Don't turn away. By now, you might be reeling, asking, if these vitamins can backfire and bite me, what the hell do I do instead? That's a damn good question, and the answer's a relief. Your body wasn't engineered to run on pills. It was built to thrive on real food, whole, unprocessed, brimming with nutrients your brain recognizes and absorbs in perfect harmony. Let me take you to Mrs. Margaret Wilson, 73, a retired school principal from Arizona, a woman who commanded a classroom with iron will, now facing her battle. She hauled out a drawer stuffed with supplements, vitamin D for bones, E for heart, B complex for energy, niacin for cholesterol, a multivitamin, and a handful of brain boosters she'd collected over the years. I'm doing everything right, Doc, she declared. But mornings brought dizziness that spun her, balance that wobbled, and blood pressure that climbed like a thief. Something was rotten. So we went bold. We cleared the clutter, one pill at a time, and replaced them with food.
Matambes.
No crash diets, no fancy programs, just simple whole eats timed right. Her breakfast became a ritual. 1 boiled egg for clean, steady protein to fuel her day. Half an avocado for heart-healthy fats to cushion her brain. A slice of whole grain toast for slow, reliable energy to keep her steady. A handful of blueberries bursting with antioxidants to shield her mind. A glass of room-temperature water to hydrate her system without shock. And sometimes, a sprinkle of walnuts or almonds for a boost of vitamin E and magnesium.
Tas.
No powders, no pills, just real, recognizable nourishment she could trust. Within a few weeks, her dizziness faded like a bad dream. Her blood pressure leveled off, Her energy surged like a river breaking free, and she swore her mind cleared like a fog lifting after a storm. "I feel sharper than I have in years," she told me, eyes bright. Why did it work? Your brain craves hydration to keep its circuits firing, healthy fats to build its walls, consistent fuel to avoid spikes, and micronutrients in their natural form, not megadoses that overwhelm. The best foods for seniors? Leafy greens like spinach and kale, rich in folate and antioxidants to fight decay. Fatty fish like salmon or sardines, packed with omega-3s to guard brain cells. Berries like blueberries or strawberries for polyphenols that tame inflammation. Nuts and seeds like almonds or flax for vitamin E, magnesium, and brain-friendly fats. Whole grains like quinoa or oats to steady blood sugar and boost circulation. These aren't just brain protectors. They heal your heart, strengthen your bones, lift your mood, and keep your legs moving. You're not just eating. You're rebuilding with every bite. In some old villages, elders ate seasonal greens and fish. A rhythm we've abandoned, let's reclaim it. Feeling that spark? The final stands next. Don't leave now. I've spent over 30 years sitting with seniors like you. Men and women who bear the weight of fading minds, lost strength, and the gnawing fear that their best days are blown away by time. But I'm here to roar the truth. They're not gone. These vitamins D, E, B6, A, niacin can quietly sabotage you, turning your good intentions into a slow bleed or a sudden collapse. But awareness is your unbreakable shield.
Chart.
Your body at 60, 70, 80 doesn't process supplements like it did in your roaring 20s. Check those labels like they're a contract with your life. Ask your doctor before popping a thing and listen to your body's whispers before they turn to screams. Swap those pills for food. Start today with an egg, a handful of berries, a sip of water, and feel the shift begin. It's not about perfection. It's about starting, one step, one day at a time. Type 1. In the comments if this fires up your fight, 0 if it falls short. Your voice shapes this battle, and I'm listening. You're not alone on this road. Seize control. Stay strong, and let's keep growing together. Ready to take charge? Type brain and rise up. Your health's in your hands.